Today we're going to be practicing some gross pay computations. We want to remember from last week that our rule of thumb is that there are 40 regular hours in a work week. Any hours beyond 40 will be counted as overtime. In this equation, we see that there are 12 hours of overtime, and this is provided to us. We also see that with a $9 regular rate of pay, we're going to need to calculate our regular wages. In order to do that, we're going to take our 40 hours of regular work times our regular rate of pay, which in this case is $9. That's going to come out to $360 of regular wages. Next, we need to calculate our overtime rate of pay. From last week, we learned that to find your overtime rate of pay, you take your regular rate times 1.5. That's called time and a half for overtime. We're going to take $9 times 1.5 to get our overtime rate of pay of $13.50. To find our overtime wages, we're going to take our overtime rate of pay times our overtime hours worked. To finish out the problem, we'll combine our regular wages and our overtime wages to find our total wages for this pay period. This type of problem setup we're going to label as problem A. In this case, the overtime hours are given to us, and we don't have to calculate how many overtime hours were worked. We're going to call this type of problem set B, because we have to calculate how many hours of overtime were worked. Remember our rule of thumb from last week. A regular work week consists of 40 hours. Anything over that is considered overtime. So we're going to subtract 40 from the total hours worked of 49 to find out that there were 9 hours of overtime worked. The rest of the process is the same as problem set A. We're still going to take our regular wages, and to find that, we'll take our regular rate of pay times our regular hours, which we need to make sure is 40, not 49. Following that, we'll calculate our overtime rate of pay, our overtime wages, and our total wages. If you're not sure what to do, just watch the video and follow along. With problem type C, we're presented with a monthly salary and some additional overtime pay. Salary, remember, is just a set amount. So we're getting paid a flat amount of $2,000 per month. For this problem, we simply need to calculate the amount of overtime pay that we're due. So to do that, we'll take our overtime rate of pay, which is provided to us at $22.50 per hour, and 4 overtime hours that were worked. We earn $90 in overtime. We're simply going to add that $90 back to our regular salary to get our total monthly pay. In problem set D, we're presented with an annual pay, or yearly. Since there are 12 months in a year, we need to take our annual pay of $70,000 and divide by 12 to calculate how much we get paid per month. This is a simple one-step process. Our final type of problem, we'll label as problem set E, has to do with turning our monthly pay into weekly pay. By rule, there are 4 weeks in a month, so we simply need to take our monthly pay divided by 4 to calculate how much we get paid per week.